Alderamin on the Sky this week takes a step back to introduce us to some new characters and leaves us with some wicked cliffhangers this week. Because, I mean, at the very end, Ikta sees something he probably shouldn't have after running off from being jailed because he pretty much skipped class, so to speak. And his face at the end, watching him just light up, saying, "What is this?" leaves me questioning, who do they have a prisoner that they did not want Ikta to see? Now, I'm curious if this guy knew that Ikta was in relation to this prisoner, or if he would even know who he is, or are they just scared of anyone seeing who this is? Because that could be a possibility as well. But I have to say, Ikta, his sexual personality does not hold back, and he even goes after Haro this week. And I mean, just his interactions with her, like, she's as sweet as can be, and she considers him harmless, which she probably shouldn't consider Ikta harmless because he's a freaking dog. He just goes after every woman out there, and if it's not for Tori, you know, just kicking him in the gut, he probably would just have his dick in everyone's pants already. I mean, the guy is insane, but it's why I like him. But I have to say that the best part of this week's episode was actually watching Tori Duel. A new guy comes in the fray, and because her family name is just so well known of this two-blade style, that he challenges her to a duel, and he gives her two wooden swords, but she actually gets rid of one because the two-sword style is only used for multiple enemies, and this, in one way, triggers the guy, because he's like, am I not good enough for you, things like that. But she holds her own in a really interesting way. She's not just like overpowering him, she literally doesn't move a foot. She stays exactly where she is, and she holds off all of his attacks. Though he's an amazing fighter, she can literally just hold it back, and then she just strikes the sword into the ceiling. Like, that's amazing, and we get a little backstory with how her family is, the pride that's on the line, and why her family is so just kind of feared and respected all in one. And this two-blade style that she uses, and in this case only one blade, is amazing to see how strong the warriors in her family is. And I mean, it'd be impressive if we got to see more. Imagine having 3 from her family all on one battlefield. Like, that would be worse than the slaughter we saw when Tori brutally murdered everyone who was capturing the princess a couple weeks back. Like, that would be amazing. And I hope we actually do get to see some more from her family all on one screen at one time fighting one battle. Like, I feel like 3 of them versus an army, they would have it won. Like, no questions asked. Now, one thing that was actually kind of interesting was one of these officers was trying to take Kano's books away, and Ikta stops him and actually tells everyone his plan, because these books are valuable, that if you have all those books and actually sell them, it's a pretty profit. And I mean, Ikta is just, he's such a nice guy, but also such an asshole all at the same time. That's why I like him so much. So watching him just bust horrible people's plans to the mud, it's always entertaining. Like, this guy can see through everyone and uses it to his advantage to gain trust of everyone. And though he may not deserve the trust of every female out there, he is definitely a good guy at heart, and I really do appreciate him for that. But I really want to know, what did he see? There's one of two things that could happen. Possibly his master that was supposedly killed, maybe he wasn't killed. I mean, this is a very big stretch. Don't even take this too seriously. I'm just saying, like, what if it could have been that master who got killed, and maybe he wasn't killed all along? Like, maybe he was just prisoner and someone else took his place. You never know. But I think one of two things happen. Either he does definitely know the person in that cell, and that's why, you know, he wasn't allowed to see it or wasn't supposed to see it, or the prisoner has been brutally beaten and tortured beyond any reasonable military, you know, experience could allow, and possibly he's seeing that and saying, like, what the fuck is going on with this army? Why are we doing this to our prisoners? So that's one of two ways. It's probably no one he knows, more than likely. I mean, if it is, that'd be amazing. It'd give so many, you know, kind of emotional pulls to the series, but I think it's going to be just someone who was brutally beaten far too much, even for a war kind of a thing. I think that's where it's going, though only time will tell. Now, there isn't too much to really discuss. I mean, it was a very funny episode. The action we got was still beautifully animated, still beautifully choreographed, but really it just leaves us with questions, and we need next week's episode already. So, I mean, what does everyone think? Like, who do you think Ikta saw in that prison cell at the end? Do you think it's someone he knows, or do you think it's someone who's just badly beaten? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to hit that like button to show your support, and also subscribe if you're new to my channel. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.